Hi, I'd like to make this video for you today to share with you a little bit about what I've been doing and why I changed from the, at home here anyways, from the atemps Mini Pro to the Osee GoStream Deck. Before we go any further, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you like it, and I should have more content out here if I know people are watching me and want to know more about what I'm working on. I'd be happy to do more, but I need you to subscribe and like so that I know what's going on, and give me comments. Leave the comments in the comment section. I'd appreciate it very much. Now let's continue. I like the difference. I don't have to spend $1,000 or more for an atemps Mini Extreme in order to get two HDMI outputs, two USB-C outputs, to get built-in memory that doesn't take up one of the USB outputs, that has several other nice features that I could only get with, and the Super Source, for instance, that I could only get with the atemps Mini Extreme for the price of an atemps Mini Pro. So that's what I have. I have now added the software for my PC, my laptop, which really helps a lot, and I really like that benefit. I've also added something else, and I'd like to share with you a little bit about my setup so that you can take a look at what you can do without spending a lot of money. And they help me do this on my own. So I'm not working with a team. I'm not doing a lot of work outside my office. I did just do a church live stream outdoors, but I was able to connect to the network in the church. So I did that with this, and I had some problems there, but I worked through them. We ended up getting a live stream out of it, and it all worked out. But what I have here right now is this camera right here that we're looking at is a OBSBot Mini. This is the original OBSBot Mini. It's coming through a UVC to HDMI converter and coming into my system, which I'll go through here in a moment. I can switch to a second camera. For instance, if I had somebody that I was going to be interviewing right here, or I just had two different views, I have this camera right here. This is just simply a inexpensive Canon camcorder with an HDMI out. I can turn off all the numbers and I can get a clean out on it, and so I can do that. Now I can also record on that, and I can also bring in the sound from that because it's got a good, fairly good microphone. But anyways, it works out really well also into the Osee GoStream Deck. Now for the church service, I actually had that camera back behind the entire congregation with a wireless HDMI setup, so that I didn't have any cables at all going to it. So I actually had a power supply running giving power to both the camcorder and the wireless HDMI transmitter, and then I had the receiver attached into the GoStream Deck, and it worked out really well. It gave me a third setup, a little bit behind, but because it was so far away, you couldn't tell that it was out of sync at all because of where it was set up. It worked out really well. All right, my next thing that I wanted to show you is right there. So this is the software. It works well. It's coming on through my laptop. I can also bring in anything I want to from online, from the internet. So I can bring that into here. And lastly, I have my actual setup. So this is actually right here is a iPad, or excuse me, an iPhone, looking straight down, wired in through a cable into an HDMI on the back side, and that's coming into number 4. Now what you notice over here is a GoStream M2. The GoStream M2 is nothing more than an HDMI switcher for two HDMIs. It does have 1 and 2. You can flip back and forth. You can bring up a couple different things. So let me bring up the video feed again. All right. So here's one, there's the other. You can switch back and forth with the push of a button. You can bring them both in. And now these are just simply the super source systems that are built into the Osee GoStream Deck. They're also built into here. You also can go top and bottom. If you want to increase them, you can do that. And you can go full scale, basically side by side. So I can talk to somebody else, either locally here with 2 cameras, or if I want to bring somebody in on a Zoom call, which I do for my podcast that I just started. So I'm just getting started in all this, and I'm finding out new ways to do this. But this allows me to switch back and forth from either speaker at the push of a button. And as you can see, you can change the look real quick. You can also do picture-in-picture on any of the 4 corners. Notice how some of them are bigger or smaller, and just with the push of a button, and I can show you that right here. These are push of the buttons, allows you to go larger or smaller, which corners, and you can switch which one's inside and which one's out. So right there, you can see I can switch whichever one of my 2 inputs into the GoStream M2. Great little machine, works directly into the GoStream Deck, and they work really well together. The other thing I can do with this, if I bring up a super source on the GoStream Deck, notice how I have actually both of the individuals in on this, and also take a look at something that might be online. So we can have a conversation, both individuals shown and the online screen, and all of us can be talking, and or both of us can be talking and sharing at the same time. Really is a nice feature. And with the 2 of them, it works out really well. I am recording right now on the GoStream Deck. I have, like I said, I did the live stream really nicely on YouTube, and I have a backup recorder because that was one of the things that went wrong on the live stream at church, is my local recording did not work. I don't know what it was, something with the SD card, I believe, and I didn't have a backup SD, and we had to get going. We did do a live stream, so I was able to download the live stream once we were done. But now I'm also recording to HDMI out. So from the Osee GoStream Deck, it's going into this clear click. Now you can see the picture of what's going on. It's actually recording right now, because the out is going to a small screen right next to my primary camera, and that allows me basically a teleprompter to know what I'm seeing is what's going out. So I can be looking straight ahead at my camera and seeing what's going out and knowing what I'm talking about at that time. Really nice. This also uses a SD card, but can also be recorded off of a USB drive, and I can also monitor the audio. There is a slight delay in this audio compared to directly off the GoStream Deck, but it's minimal, but it makes it a little bit harder for me to attach it to that and then listen to that while I'm talking to have an echo. I am monitoring it with this. Excuse me, this is my audio input. This is coming from the microphone that you see here on my chest, right here. Okay, so it's going in to the mic number 1. So that's where the audio is coming from. I don't need to have a microphone, a large microphone, either USB or connected if I don't want to. So if I'm out and about, I can carry what I have here with my, let me come back to just there. So I can go out to a conference, which is what I'm looking at doing here in the near future, doing some interviews there, bringing them back to my podcast and uploading them to my podcast. By using this microphone here that's on my chest, I have a second one the same size that goes to that same receiver, and I don't have to have any other audio. I can adjust it with that, and it sounds pretty good. I'm hoping that it sounds good enough that when we're inside the conference center and there's lots of things going on, we should be able to carry on a conversation just over in the corner someplace, which we did in January. I was out at a conference, and I just had my iPhone with me, and we just did it all with the iPhone. I want to be able to bring the Osee GoStream Deck with me, the M2, and all the other pieces here, and do something fairly simple, but something that I can control myself while I'm in the middle of an interview would be really nice. So I can be talking right here, talking to you, and I can just take a quick glance down, and I can switch to a different camera. So this might be the switch to the guest speaker, and we can talk back and forth. So instead of sitting side by side with one camera like I had before, now I can do two cameras, and we can go back and forth. I can add a third camera in if I wanted to, and I can even do that with my iPhone, but it works out really well to be able to do that. I hope that helps you, and like I said, this is really for a small one-person operation, nothing fancy, and again, my cameras are not big, huge cameras for podcasting. I'm using whatever I have, and I would like to keep it that way for a little bit until so I can build my process more so than just having the best cameras. So I didn't spend any more cameras than what I needed, and those I had before. So thank you for watching, and hope that helps. If you like it, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. And if enough people do that, I hope to have more information here soon, and I'll be happy to share more with you as I go.